Oh, Mercy, Percy, Slanche, do Buckaroos, how the heck are you? Having a hell of a time trying to get things going here. Give me just a second while I get that figured out. Anyways, Mercy. Trying to figure out this new media has really been difficult. And I had it figured out earlier, and I did it exactly the same way, and now it doesn't seem to want to work the same way. Anyway, here it is. Let me change that real quick. Are we back in business? There we go. Anyway, let's hope. Oh my God. Trying to get used to a new system has really been tough on an old man. There we go. Anyway, so here's what I got. Uh, I have the bear with me. I'm still trying to figure it. Everything's in a different place, and I can't seem to figure it all out. Anyway, Boulevard 35th anniversary ale. This is a barrel aged in a holiday bourbon barrels. This one's at 11.5%. Let me pour some of that for you. That's lunch. Show you how that looks. Anybody would like to be part of the video, let me know, and I can shoot a link to you. Yeah. So I had the Boulevard 35th anniversary. I also have the Boulevard American Malt Wheat Whiskey, distilled from wheat mash, bottled and bonded at 100 proof. The Bottled and Bond Act tells me about the Bottled and Bond Act, but it doesn't give me much information about this whiskey in general, which was really frustrating. Boulevard's classic unfiltered wheat beer. This expression was bottled and bonded at 100 proof and aged over 4 years in charred American oak. The result offers aromas of clove and light oak, which seems very limited, but anyway, with a very warm finish. Yeah, the description does seem very limited. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, there are certainly aromas and flavors that you might get, but I'm not sure why you would just put that. I can't make that make sense. Because if that's all you have, it's not a very nuanced whiskey. So I'm not sure why you would just put that note down and not other things. But nevertheless, here we are. Nevertheless, maybe that's why it was on sale when I bought it. maybe that's why. Because nevertheless, anyways, how the heck are I am Tom the Beer and Whiskey Whisperer for the purposes of this video. I'm going to start by picking up this 35th anniversary ale. Ah, very nice. Aged in Holiday Bourbon Barrels Holiday Distillery out of Weston, Missouri, a little bit north of KC, but not far north. They're doing some great products out there. Which is what I found interesting about this whiskey is that The whiskey is in conjunction with Foundry Distilling. I wasn't familiar with Foundry Distilling, but Foundry is out of West Des Moines, Iowa. So I just I don't know. There's so much about this that I just can't make sense. I'm not sure why they didn't partner with a closer distillery, since they're using some of local distilleries' barrels for their beer. But nevertheless, it is a good whiskey. I like it. It just I just can't make some of this make sense to me. Aromas of clove and light oak. That's it's not unusual, but I'm not sure why you would focus on those particular notes and not list other things unless you're dealing with a not very nuanced whiskey. I'm just saying, whoever wrote that could have done a better job. I'm not saying that that their notes are wrong. I'm just saying that they could have described it a whole lot better. White oak and clove. I mean, that's just so general, especially for whiskey. I don't know. White oak and clove, sure, but yeah, okay. What the fuck? White oak. You got a little bit of a little bit of clove. I mean, you might as well say, yeah, you might get a hint of vanilla in there. Who knows? This whiskey. Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna get some light oak and spice. I mean, damn, it just seems so fucking general. I'm not sure what they were thinking with it. Oh yeah, just let the guy that sits over in the corner write the description. Somebody with let's get somebody with no imagination whatsoever to write the description of the whiskey. They get somebody that knows nothing about whiskey at all to write the description of the whiskey. That's what I feel like they did here. It just doesn't make any sense. Hey, I get some oak, I get some clove. Who knows? Yeah, there's some vanilla, there's some oak. You mentioned vanilla, you didn't mention any sweetness. Light oak and clove. Okay, what the fuck? Anyway, I digress. Let it go, Tom. I can't, man. Once I get a hold of something, I can't let it go. That's it's either a positive or a negative, depending on the situation or how you know me. Once I get onto something, I just can't let it go. Well, I would say it's probably more of a problem because it's probably held me back more than this moved me forward. Having the ability not to let something go, or the inability to not let something go, I guess maybe would be a better way to put it. Yeah, that's probably been more of a hindrance than anything, but nevertheless, it just, mercy. The beer is really good. The beer is nice. Do they describe the beer? No, you might get some sweetness. You might little sweet, little hoppy. Who knows? Yeah, let's get the least imagine. Let's get the person with the least imagination to describe the whiskey for us. I know what we'll do. We'll get the IT guy with no personality whatsoever. He'll describe the whiskey for us. Oh, I don't know. A little clove, little oak. Oak and clove. Oh my goodness. Who would have thought you'd find oak and clove in a whiskey? Anyway, I digress. But I digress. Fuck. God, I wish I had the ability to let stuff go. I just don't. Once I get onto something, I can't. I gotta write it until the wheels fall off. And for those of you that might argue, the wheels have already fallen off, Tom. No, I'm still coming up with stuff until I can no longer have that thought in my head. The wheels have not fallen off. So forgetting their imaginative description on the bottle, let's see what I can give you. I get a little bit of sweet cream vanilla on the nose. I get some light spice notes that might include clove. Imagine that. But you're more likely to find some cinnamon, some allspice. Let's get the guy with the palate of wood over here to describe the whiskey. I don't know. I feel a little oak, a little clove. We'll put that on the label. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, a little sweet cream vanilla, certainly on the nose. You might find some fruit notes. And that's really going to be between you and your olfactory and your palate, to be honest with you. But for me, I get a hint of green apple on the nose. As I take a drink, I get oak and clove. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you now. I get oak and clove. No, I mean, gosh darn it, just frustrates me no end. I mean, that's the description they decide to put on the bottle. No wonder the shit didn't sell. No wonder I had to buy it on sale. You couldn't describe your own freaking whiskey. I mean, you could have hired anybody to write that freaking description. I mean, but you put the least imaginative description possible on that whiskey label. I mean, I just don't get it, man. Get just a little bit of light brown sugar, and I say light not in flavor, but in light as in light brown sugar, because you just get that little notion of molasses, not a lot. Just a very light brown sugar sweetness. You might even find a little bit of honey in there as well. Why didn't they hire me to write the description on the fucking? I mean, I didn't do that for a bottle of whiskey, to be honest with you, but I still would have done a better job than a not have they got you to write that fucking description. anyway, anyways, I digress. No, I do like this whiskey, and that's the thing. I think that probably irritates me more than anything. I mean, if I had to take a drink of this whiskey and found it to be as unimaginative as this label suggests, as one-dimensional as this label suggests, I would have understood why I was able to buy it at the price I bought it at, because it was on sale, marked down to almost nothing for a very fine bottled and bond American malt whiskey. This stuff is very good. But they've got a description on here that says aged over 4 years in new American oak. The result offers clove and light oak. That is, I mean, come on, guys. It's like you've never written a whiskey description before. I mean, are just wow. Maybe you had. Maybe this is the first whiskey you guys have ever popped out. I don't know. I just don't get it. I mean, you've written a description of your beers. I mean, you would have thought somebody could have come up with you might find some clove, you might find some oak from a whiskey. Holy crap! Who'd have thought it? Holy fucking duck! So yes, okay, a little honey, a little brown sugar, a very light brown sugar. You just get that little notion of molasses. Is there some clove in there? Yeah, probably. But quite frankly, the more dominant spice is more likely to be allspice. And I personally get a little bit of ginger in there. Very approachable at that 100 proof. They're probably going to get a picture of me at the Boulevard Brewery. So don't let this man in here. He pissed us off. I don't know, man. I am a fan of Boulevard Brewery going back to their very beginnings. In fact, I was there at the very beginning when it seemed like the only beer they had was their wheat and their bully porter. Their classic pale ale. I am a fan. I have been from the very beginning. And their smokestack series has done some great stuff. This doesn't say smokestack series, but it has that notion of the Boulevard 35th anniversary ale. It's absolutely gorgeous. And quite frankly, this whiskey is very nice as well. And I think it would have sold better had they put a little more heart into had they put just a little more heart into the label than saying, hey, a little clove of oak, who the fuck knows? Anyways, I digress. It's a nice chewy whiskey. It really is good at 100 proof. I can't believe that cloven oak is the only description they chose to put on there, but hey, nevertheless, here we are. nevertheless, nevertheless, but I digress. Boulevard 35th anniversary ale. This stuff is absolutely gorgeous. So aged in holiday barrels. What you have here is this beautiful ale. Without trying to be redundant, again, notes of brown sugar, but a very dark brown sugar. You really feel some molasses in here. You might even get a hint of maple. Those bourbon barrels, those holiday bourbon barrels, which I wish they'd have collaborated with Holiday, they might have had a more imaginative whiskey description, but nevertheless. A little bit of a sneeze stuck there. You might find some vanilla running all the way through this from that barrel, as well as some nice light toasted oak notes. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, I'm going to pour the rest of that in there. And I'm going to pick up this whiskey one more time using my Jim Beam black glass because I like this glass for neat drinking. I think it's a perfect shape. It is an interesting whiskey. Aromas, flavors aside, I do like the mouthfeel, the viscosity. It doesn't feel too light, doesn't feel too viscous. I feel like it is put together well. I feel like they probably could have sold it better had they marketed it just a tad better. Anyways, if they would have put just a slightly more uh, imaginative description on the label, maybe they would have had better people out there marketing the product and trying to sell it. I don't know, man. I just can't make it make sense to me being a sales and marketing guy. But anyway, I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Fan, both whiskey drinker, prefer with a man. I am also Tom the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific drinker, prefer with a man. Ah. All right, good guys. Thanks for tuning